Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Network, sponsored by WorkHuman. Business strategy is becoming less about what you do and more about who does it. Your people are your biggest differentiator, and WorkHuman's leading employee recognition platform is challenging leaders to rethink what they know about performance and what really drives value. The world's first employee recognition AI harnesses daily appreciation flowing through your organization to see who's really moving the needle, so organizations can find their next leaders, develop skills, and match talent to projects that push humans and business forward. WorkHuman is unlocking the new era of workplace potential, and they invite you to join the movement at workhuman.com, a proud supporter of the HR Happy Hour Network. Enjoy the show.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the HR Happy Hour Network. This is the play-by-play podcast hosted by myself, Jack McFarlane, Nick Schlemmer.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And our special behind-the-scenes guest who you guys never see, but she's here every time, Carly McFarlane.
Hi.
Welcome back, Carly.
Yes, welcome back, and welcome to your first time, I think your first time on screen, is that right? I don't know if you've have you done a game time?
I did the game time for our back to school episode,
right.
I believe.
That's
that
right.
Might have been my first appearance.
That was your first appearance. Now we're throwing you in. You get a whole episode you're going to do with us. As you guys might know, it's December, and that means it's the end of the year. And every year we do this, it's probably, maybe the March Madness is a little higher for me, but this is at least second favorite episode. We've got our year in review, so we're going to be running through a bunch of different categories. And Carly's going to join us and give her insight on her favorite things from the year as well. So I'm super excited for it. And let's jump right in. We've got a new category this year to start it off, and that's top stories. We haven't done this yet. The news can be a little like a little sad at times. So we tried to stay away from a lot of the war and stuff like that. And we kind of narrowed it down to the 5 biggest, at least stories in the U.S. Hard for us to say we're the biggest stories in the world when we live in the U.S. So I'm gonna start us off here, guys. These are in order, but they're really no order for these ones. It's not like a statistic. So any order you want, use your imagination, everybody. So here we go. Biggest news stories from the year. We got 5 of them. We've got Trump taking office for the second time. That was all the way back in January. I actually forgot that even happened this year, him officially taking office. So obviously, new president. Big story. A next big story was Pope Leo becoming the first American Pope. He's from Chicago. And that kind of goes along with another story of Pope Francis passing away on Easter. I kind of combine that. So new Pope passing away, that happens very rarely. The next one would be the U.S. government shutdown. Just ended not too long ago. Lasted for 43 days, which is a record. That was all over the news for about 50 days straight because it was before leading up the week. Are we going to shut down? Are we going to shut down? Are we going to shut down? Massive story. To go along with that, a lot of government this year. Number 4 would be Liberation Day. That is when Trump laid out his plans for the tariffs on all the countries, the 10%, the 15%, all of them. That was called Liberation Day. Tariffs. If I had to sum up 2025 news in one word, it'd probably be tariffs. Right?
Tariffs, I agree.
You guys might be the same. That it's everywhere. And that's been all year. And then finally, I remember this. I have a very funny story about it. Is TikTok going dark as the U.S. banned it for 24 hours? I think it was offline, maybe less. A quick story about that. I just remember it's so funny. My beautiful fiance Elissa loves TikTok and was going through withdrawals when it was taken off for one night, and everyone was freaking out. So had to include that. So funny. Nick, what kind of stands out to you? What is maybe when you think of news headlines 2025? What was a big one that you thought of?
The one that came straight to my head was January 29th. So early on in the beginning of 2025. When the American Airlines plane and the Army or military helicopter collided in Washington, D.C. over the river. That one, I feel like I kind of forgot about it until I started thinking about, what happened this year? Thinking about it more. And that was the first major, it was the first major commercial plane crash since 2009.
Wow. Yeah. And I feel like that kind of kickstarted a lot of plane crashes, especially in the
It
US. We
kind of
had a
did.
couple, and then there was that not too long ago, like a month ago. Was it in India? What was the
we
big one where the FedEx plane
well,
crashed?
yeah, we had a UPS plane
UPS plane
in Kentucky
in
go down.
Kentucky. Why did I think it was India?
Yeah,
A lot of plane
Kentucky it went
crashes
down.
this year.
Yeah.
What happened? I don't know. Carly, what sticks out to you when you think of news for this year?
I mean, a big story for me in terms of politics in the election wasn't really the presidential election, but it was actually Zoran Mamdani winning the New York City mayoral election. I remember getting to hear a lot about that in the last few months. I think New York City
Hmm.
being one of our most populated, it's a big hotspot, and there was also some contention against Mamdani and President Trump, which I believe they've now met and kind of spoken about their differences, so that's on the upswing. But his running mates were the Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa and Andrew Cuomo as an independent candidate, excuse me, with Mamdani being the Democratic candidate.
There you go. See, big into New York City over there. I see.
Mm.
That was a big one. I've heard all about that. I remember watching. I'm sure we've all seen the clip from a debate of the three of them, and it was like, "Have you ever shopped or done marijuana?" And he's like laughing. He's like, "Yes, I have bought it legally," which I thought it was so funny because he was so chill about it. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
that's what I think of when the clip of the debates, and they're all just like, "What? That is the weirdest question ever."
I think a lot also came around Sliwa because he kept bringing up how he had been shot 5 times in the back of the
Yeah.
knee.
Oh,
And
that was a big kind of a meme. Yeah, been shot
everyone
five
was like,
times.
whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's kind of the first time that I can think of where a mayor election was this big and in a town that I didn't live in, right? So
Right.
that kind of stood out to me as well. I mean, I get it's New York City, but it really only affects New York City or New York. It's not
Mhm.
like it really affects me out here in Utah, but I still heard all about it. So that's a good one. For me, is not a political story. Um, Number one news story I think of. I remember exactly what I was doing. I'm walking outside. It was nice in February. For some reason, it's pretty warm in Utah. So I'm walking outside. I get an ESPN notification. Look down at my phone. It says Luka Doncic has been traded to the Lakers. I said, no, that's not real. There is no way. Because for those who don't watch basketball, Luka is arguably the best player in the league. I think he's the best. He's inarguably top three in the league. He's
Yes.
super young, super good. You would never trade the best player in the league ever, right?
He's a franchise
Wrong.
player.
Wrong. The Dallas Mavericks went ahead, traded him to the Lakers, and I'm still in shock about it. And here he is, averaging 40 points for the Lakers a game in the first month of the year. I'm in disbelief. Still from it. The Mavericks had just made the finals too. That's what makes it even crazier. Like they almost won it
Hmm.
all. Then they trade the best player in the league. So that's what stood out to me news wise. There was like a whoa. I remember exactly what I was doing in that moment. So I had
And
to
it
go
was
that way.
devastating to their fan base. I mean,
Oh yeah.
people
Well,
are
it got
still
everyone
distraught. It's
fired.
horrific.
Yeah. The guy that made the trade just got fired a couple weeks ago because of this trade.
He
So
did,
it
and he
a lot of
came out
people's
saying
jobs.
that he had, quote, no idea how important Luca was to the fan base.
He was just not a good GM. Nico Harrison was already not very good. He got lucky that they got Luke in the first place in the draft, and
Hmm.
he was just not good with personnel. I mean, so how could you not know Luke is important? I don't get it. Let's move on. We could talk about Luke all day. I could talk about Luke all day and how crazy this trade was. So because of that, we're gonna move on. Nick, you're gonna take us through the top albums of 2025. All this data for music is gonna be from Spotify. Um, it is late November when we're recording this. These could change a little bit. We don't expect it to change much, so take it with a slight grain of salt. But take us through the albums, Nick. What were the most streamed albums of this year?
Yeah, so again, we went with the top 5 most streamed albums. And, starting off with the first one, the most streamed album of the year. I just want to apologize in advance. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but the album is by Bad Bunny. He's performing at the Super Bowl. So I feel like it only was a matter of time before he was number one again. He's always on these lists, it feels like. But
Mm-hmm.
for his album to be number one, I think it just fits right in. But his album is, and excuse me if I pronounce this incorrectly, Debí tirar más fotos.
There you go. That's
That is the
close enough.
number one album coming in with almost 7.8 billion streams. Number 2 was Lady Gaga. Interesting to me with Mayhem, her album Mayhem. Number 3, we have some K-pop coming in from, it says various artists, but K-pop Demon Hunters. And then number 4 would be Cardi B, Am I the Drama? I think she's the drama. I don't know about you guys. I think she's got some drama going on. But and then coming in at number 5, Alex Warren, You'll Be All Right, Kid, with 3.8 billion streams, just under 3.8 billion streams. It went anywhere from 7.8 to 3.8. And Bad Bunny was in the lead by over almost 3 billion.
Yeah, absolutely
Wow.
crazy. So what Nick, what sticks out to you? You say album of the year. I don't know if you have a favorite album or your most streamed album.
Yes.
What jumps out for you?
Probably favorite album of the year and my most streamed album would be Morgan Wallen's latest album, I'm the Problem. I got to see him in concert down in Miami. Miami is probably my favorite song on that album. For me, I got to go with Morgan Wallen. Jack, what would yours be?
So this is 2 years in a row that my most streamed is going to be Sabrina Carpenter's album. This year it's Man's Best Friend. I would like to sit here and say, oh, it's because of Elissa. It's because of Elissa. Last year, it definitely was. This year, I got to be honest, big fan. So that was my most streamed by a lot.
I mean, hey, 2 years in a row.
I'm starting a fan club, I think. I mean, that's 2 years in a row.
Carly, what was yours?
I mean, Sabrina Carpenter's a great performer. You can't even fault you for that. I mean, she's super entertaining. But mine is going to be Fancy That by Pink Panthers. She has seen a huge surge in popularity. She's been in the scene for about 10 years, more as a producer, and she puts out some stuff independently. But because of TikTok, I'd say over the last 5 years, she's really gained some viral traction. And just watching videos of her performing her tour now versus even 3 years ago, her stage presence is insane. I mean, this woman is a genius producer. And if you haven't listened to her stuff, highly recommend. You may recognize her name from, she had Ice Spice on one of her songs, Boy's a Liar. So if that rings any bells, that's who this performer is. So she dropped an album called Fancy That, and a lot of the songs from it have been all over TikTok, like Illegal, Stateside, and Tonight. So you may not initially recognize her name.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it until you mentioned the song.
Yes.
So
It seems like TikTok might be the jump starter.
It is. It really is. It's a place to find some success.
Yeah, I mean, when looking up all of the music information, whether it was album, artist, or song, it's a majority because of TikTok, right? Like Bad Bunny is Super Bowl, right? And just very famous. But a lot of the songs, especially, they were popular on TikTok. Boom, they got 7 quadrillion streams because of that. And everyone knows a 5-second clip. But
right.
Is there anything
30 seconds?
Yeah. Before we move on to songs, is there anything on this list that jumps out to you? Like, are you surprised to see anything? I know for me, seeing Cardi B as the number 4 album, that is very shocking. And K-pop Demon Hunters, I've not seen that movie. I've heard the one song, Golden, but I didn't realize it was number 3 album of the year. Both those are shocking to me. I don't know, Carly. I know you've seen the movie, Carly. Is that shocking to see that up there that high?
It's shocking to not see it too, quite honestly. This was a movie that took the world by storm. I think it was marketed toward children initially, and it just blew up. I mean, Rumi, the main character, I think Spirit Halloween said that this was the first year a character other than Elsa has been like the most purchased costume. So, and Elsa's been around forever now, but yeah, hugely popular. It was a fantastic movie. All the songs incredible. I mean, they had real artists just performing this, and I would have expected to see it number 2, quite honestly.
Interesting. What about you, Nick? Anything jump out in this list?
I think the number 2 one stood out to me with Lady Gaga's album. I just think I hear Lady Gaga and I think kind of not too far in the past, but 5-6 years ago, sure. Prime Lady Gaga. I haven't listened to a Lady Gaga song in quite a while. Maybe I need to hop back on the trend. She's obviously going in the right direction. Maybe it's time for me to start listening to her on Spotify again.
Okay, I got a good recommendation. Lady Gaga, this old song, it's a hype song. It is fire. Love Game. Okay, that song will get you hype. It's a little inappropriate, but the beat, it's like, oh my gosh, I love that song. So fire song right there.
I think the reason that Lady Gaga's Mayhem album is up so high, even though it only came out a few months ago, was because she was featured on the newest season of Wednesday. And that
Oh,
kind of brought a
is
lot of
that
people to her album,
okay?
yes.
Honestly, I haven't seen season 2 of Wednesday, so I didn't know that. But I know the Abracadabra is a huge song off that album,
Hmm.
and I like that song too. I think it's very unique. That's also why she gets a lot of streams. She has a lot of unique stuff. It's not like one artist, Taylor Swift, who all her songs are the same about the same thing. So speaking of songs, guys, I think that's a great time to move on. Let's talk about songs. So we've got the 5 most streamed songs in the world, according to Spotify. No Taylor Swift in the top 5.
Yes, no
Thank
Taylor
goodness.
Swift.
First song shocked me. That's Alex Warren with "Ordinary." I've heard it. I know it. I didn't realize 1.3 billion streams. That is very, very impressive,
Mm-hmm.
especially for someone who is fairly new in the scene, at least. His album was up there. A lot of it thanks to this song. Next song, Bad Bunny. Obviously, he's got the number 1 album. He's got the number 2 song, DTMF, at 1.1 billion streams. And then it's K-pop Demon Hunter with Huntrix. Am I saying that right, Carly? Huntrix?
Yep,
Okay.
Huntrix.
Look at me go, guys. Look at me go. It's only going to get harder, trust me. With Golden. That song's been everywhere. Time for another Bad Bunny song. Like Nick, I don't speak Spanish. I'm going to try my best. With almost 1 billion streams. It's Baile Novidable.
Perfect.
I think I did pretty
pretty
good there. I think I did pretty good there. And then at number 5 is from W Sound. This is another Spanish song. So please excuse me for one more time. La Plena is, I believe, how you say it. And that has 800 million streams. So we've seen the fun part of doing this show every year is we kind of see the trends.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we did this, Bad Bunny had 1 song on it. The next time there was 2 Bad Bunny songs. Then there was last year like 4 Spanish songs. And we used to do top 10. We're doing top 5 this year. Now 3 of the top 5 are Spanish, so you can see the huge rise in popularity, especially in America, with Spanish-speaking artists, which I think is interesting. So let's start with you, Carly. What was your either favorite or most streamed song from this year?
I'm always excited to see Spotify Wrapped come out, and I bet we're just a week or 2 away, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how accurate mine's going to be because I feel like I will go through months of just listening to a song I like on repeat. So it's really hard to tell what's going to take the cake for most streamed. But a song for me that I really have been pounding since even the summer is Von Dutch by Charlie XCX featuring Addison Rae. That is probably one of her more fun ones off of the Brat album, which got a lot of traction last year, and it saw more of a resurgence when she released a deluxe version with more featured artists earlier in the year.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? What jumps out to you as you, if you had to guess, because you both use Spotify, is that correct?
Yep.
So they have not got their Wrapped yet, so it could change. I use Apple Music. I do know what my most streamed song is, but so what is your best guess, Nick?
Best guess is probably Morgan Wallen's Miami remix, the remix to his song Miami, with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross featured in it.
I'll need to listen. I haven't heard that one. I didn't know that he did a remix.
Rick Ross?
With Rick
Ross is in there.
My favorite Teletubby, Rick Ross. Only real ones will understand that joke. So yeah, that's fantastic.
If you don't, you have to go look up the SNL Teletubbies Rick Ross skit.
Yes, it's one
Linking
of my
it in the
favorites.
show
That's
notes.
Yeah, it's
I'll
so
link
good.
to it in the show.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
So
I know exactly what you're doing.
For me, this song, most I can think of, I've been listening to it all year. It probably came out in, I'd have to look up, around February. So it's a song that's been out for a long time. It was very popular on TikTok, I believe. And that's Timeless by The Weeknd featuring Playboi Carti. There's something about the beat switches in it. I was just listening to it 30 minutes ago. Every time it comes on, I can't skip it. It's unskippable. And it was by far my most played song. So, and maybe my favorite song of the year. There's a lot. That's kind of harder to say, I feel like, favorite compared to most streamed. So yeah, Timeless.
So that's 2 different
Timeless
categories.
took the cake. So let's move on. Last music category, that's going to be artists. And Nick, you're going to take us through artists. These are more of the usual suspects, I should say.
Yes.
Because it is Spotify. So take us through it.
Yeah, so top 5 artists worldwide. And, if I just went up and asked somebody, I bet they could guess the number one within 3 guesses. Jack, I bet would you think you would guess this if you didn't see this list already?
I don't know. In 3 guesses, maybe there's a possibility. Within 5 guesses, I think I could.
Yeah. Well,
Give me
number
time.
one being Bruno Mars with 150 million listeners monthly.
Mm-hmm.
That is substantial, and he's in the lead by quite a bit because coming in at number 2 with another big name like Jack mentioned with The Weeknd, 125.8 million listeners. Number 3 was Lady Gaga with 123 million listeners each month. Number 4, Billie Eilish. Number 5, Coldplay. And like Jack mentioned, somebody's not on this list again that's usually on this list. But I'm not going to say her name.
We're not going to say the name, but you know who it is. And I believe she was in the top 10. And if you're shocked to not hear Bad Bunny, he's also in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've noticed, like we've said, we're only doing top 5 this year, but they are in the top 10. And there's a potential that they could both make it. I think they're number 6 and number 7, respectively. No joke there. Please, no one ever make that joke again. Let's end the 6-7 joke. But with a month left in the year, they will probably crack 4 and 5 and replace Eilish and Coldplay, if I had to guess. So, Carly, we'll start with you. Favorite artist of the year, most streamed artist.
Most streamed artist overall. It's tough because since I loved Pink Panther's album so much, I want to say her. But an artist that's really popped up for me, both my partner Blake and his roommate and our friend Jake, is Cat's Eye. We have really been loving Cat's Eye. So there's a Netflix documentary out, and it's been out for a few months. And it was kind of like an elimination style survival show to create this girl group, this like global girl group. So like women from all over the world were applying to try and be in it. And it was a really entertaining show. I highly recommend watching it. It's kind of awful what they have to go through, but they've been a band now for, I think, coming up on 2 years, and they're starting to get more Grammy nomination recognition and AMA recognition and such. So really up and coming still.
Well, there you go. I remember you telling me about that when I was in Lincoln. So it's an interesting like experiment maybe of doing it through a game show, but it seems to be working. So Nick, what I think I could guess yours, Nick, just based on your favorite song and your favorite album, but let's get some confirmation here. What was your artist?
I am continuing my trend of Morgan Wallen for the year of 2025. I like I said, I got to see him perform live for the first time, and I highly recommend. If you have not seen his shows live, I know the tickets can be expensive, but it is 100% worth it. But mine's Morgan Wallen.
Well, there you go. And for my artist, I wish this is someone you could see in person. Rest in peace. A couple years ago, but Pop Smoke. Really started listening to him in 2020, and then for whatever reason this year, I really got back into all of his music. And yeah, he's most streamed by far. Whether that's from gym or driving, makes up 99% of my listening. Yeah. So yeah, I need that hype music, so Pop Smoke for me. It takes the cake.
Now, Jack, I'm curious, out of this list, out of the top 5, who's your favorite in the top 5? If you had to pick
favorite, Bruno Mars is good, and Lady Gaga's got a song I really like, top 10 song, but I'd say The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd.
That would be my choice. That would be my pick too. Carly, very nice. I want to say Carly's going to guess Coldplay. Am I right?
I'm going to say Billie Eilish for Carly.
Actually, no, I mean, I've seen Coldplay. They're wonderful, but I'd probably go with Bruno Mars.
Okay. I mean, he's good too.
I can't remember the name of his album that 24 Karat Magic was on, but that whole album, I still find myself streaming it. Like, that might creep its way into my top 100, a few songs.
Yeah, really liked that album. That's a good album. I mean, Bruno Mars, so many good songs, whether it's from that album or like Locked Out of Heaven or 777. I mean, there's so many good songs he has.
24 Karat Magic is the name of the album, by the way.
Is the name of the album. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I love that album still. I think it's timeless.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, most of his stuff it's so upbeat and it's different. I think that's why he gets it's like Lady Gaga. Their songs are just different from each other and from any other artist. So Yeah, that Bruno Mars is fantastic, and hopefully he's out of debt. You know, that's another
Yeah.
big story that we could have said this year with his debt. So,
Right. Yeah, there's
but
another headline.
yeah, maybe in next year's show we can talk about it. Let's get out of music. We've had a lot of music. Let's move into movies. But as of right now, here are your top 5 movies. This is based on money. Number one, a Minecraft movie. $423 million grossed in 2025. Then we got Lilo and Stitch at number 2, the live action. Number 3 would be the new Superman, which I know got a lot of hate and a lot of love. That one was a pretty divisive movie. Then Jurassic World Rebirth, and then Sinners, which is kind of interesting to see a horror movie that high up. That's not very common, honestly. When you see it, it's usually action, adventure, comedy. Dominates the top spots. But Sinners coming up with number 5, and for number 5, that was at about 280 million. So ranged from 280 to 423 million. A lot of money being made. Now I can start it off this time with my favorite movies. I picked 2, couldn't narrow it down to one. First one, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. What a great movie. So many twists and turns. So fun. Highly recommended. I think it's still in theaters. And then number 2 would be Bad Guys 2. Amazing. Got to see it with my little nephew in the theater. So he was just on the edge of his seat. He's 2.5 years old. So he was just loving the cartoon style. It's hilarious. It's action packed. The music's fantastic. The animation's fantastic. So good. And then it's worth noting, Anaconda is a movie that I have been dying to see. It comes out in December along with Zootopia, but I'm more excited for Anaconda. That I have a feeling will be my favorite movie, but maybe it's horrible. I don't know. So as of right now, it's those 2. Catch me next year. Anaconda might be number 1. We'll see. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, so mine, 2025 for me has been a year of watching movies from the past, movies we watched growing up. So I've loved watching all like our older animation movies. So my movie that I'm picking actually hasn't come out yet, and it doesn't come out until December 19th, but the new Avatar Fire and Ash movie that will be coming out. I'm just pre-calling it. I've loved the last 2. I think in the last episode or in the last year in review, that was one of my choices for top movies, and that's going to be my pick for this year. And like Jack said, with the Zootopia 2 coming out, that's one I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah. So what about you, Carly? Did a movie or a couple movies stick out to you?
See, there were 2 that I really loved. One of them made it on the top 5. I was a big fan of Sinners.
Okay.
I went and saw that one in theaters. It was fantastic. Went home, bought it on Prime. It was great to watch around Halloween. Michael B. Jordan did a fantastic job. Haley Seinfeld as well. I mean, it was really entertaining, and the music was great. I'm not typically a big fan of horror movies, but if you haven't seen it, highly recommend. And another one for me, we kind of talked about earlier, was K-pop Demon Hunters. I like K-pop, and I kind of looked at the movie in the summer and was like, this is a kid's movie. It's going to be hit or miss. I watched it, loved it. I made everybody around me watch that. I had our dad watching it. I had
Oh,
Blake watching it. All my friends. They re-released it in theaters because it was a Netflix original. It got so popular. Then a few months ago, they put it out at some Marcus theaters. Went and saw it again. I really loved it. It was
there you go.
fantastic.
There you go.
I loved it. I could not recommend that movie more, especially if you're into animated films. Like, it really is worth a try.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic that you have a movie like that. That sounds like it's an all-timer for you if you've seen it that many times already. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome. So, yeah, are you excited for any of these movies coming out still? I mean, like Nick said, there's Avatar, Anaconda, Zootopia, and I'm sure there's a couple Christmas movies coming out. Like last year, Jack Black had a Christmas movie come out in late December. I'm sure there's a couple more. Are there any that you're looking forward to in the next month?
I mean, I think Avatar Fire and Ash is going to be a really important one to see.
Yeah,
It seems like that whole franchise just has a lot of steam behind it, and that momentum is not slowing down. And the CGI and the special effects just keep getting better. So I'm quite excited to see how that turns out.
that's great. That's awesome. So, a lot of stuff, at least for movies to watch rest of the year. If you guys haven't seen any of the movies we mentioned, go see them. They are all fantastic. And I would even, going back to the list real quick, Minecraft movie, I would watch it. It's not a movie you can't go in thinking, oh, this is going to be some critically acclaimed movie. If you just want a fun, sit down and really just enjoy yourself, watch the Minecraft movie. It's actually so funny. It's very chill. Fun fact, I got to watch it in the theater that started the trend of everybody going crazy. So that trend started in Provo at our theater. So when we went, it was like midnight with packed full of college students. There was a guy in a chicken mask on someone's shoulders, throwing soda, throwing popcorn. It was crazy. It was like a sporting event. They knew the chants, they knew the lines, they knew this. It was unbelievable. So, just a fun, goofy movie. If no one has seen it yet, that's a good one to watch. So I had to mention it. So, but that was kind of like a sporting environment. It's kind of how I equated that movie. So let's jump over to sports. That's my crappy transition in our categories here. So Nick, you're going to take us away. Who were the big winners in the major sports in America this year?
Yeah, so starting off hot with the MLB, the Los Angeles Dodgers, bringing it home again. I know me and Jack, they're not our favorites by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Carly as well. I don't think they're her favorite either. But solid team, always perform well, and probably will continue to do that into the future, 2026, 2027. NFL, the Eagles brought home the trophy, Philadelphia Eagles. College football, Jack's team, Ohio State Buckeyes, brought it home. I know Jack loved that.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And for NCAA college basketball, the men's Florida Gators and the women's team, a great team to watch. I hope you guys got to see them play at least once, the Yukon Huskies.
Yeah, quick note on NCAA men's at least. Gotta brag to myself and to the viewers because my bracket was the greatest bracket I've ever made. It was top million in the world, had Florida winning it. You guys remember on this show, on March Madness, I talked about Florida, talked about Walter Clayton Jr. They went on to win it, and then he got drafted by the Jazz. I went and saw first game of the year, got to see him score his first points in the NBA. So just had to interject, brag on myself. I was very excited about it.
That's a great full circle.
Yeah. Full circle there on the podcast. And then, I kind of cut Nick off. NHL was Florida Panthers. But let's jump into your favorite moments from the year. So, Nick, do you want to go first? What's your favorite? It could be watching it in person, watching it on TV. Favorite sports moment?
So I love, going to University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I love going to football games. I always will. I'm a forever fan now. So it would be, I only got to go to one home game this year, and I got to watch them score 59 points and almost shut out Houston Christian. They scored once. They got 7 points. I was very sad whenever they were able to get into the end zone. Yeah. But that one, it's been a long time since Nebraska has put up numbers like this. And they did that multiple times with Akron and Houston Christian. So that was just amazing to see. That was my top moment. I was just a true Nebraska fan.
Well, there you go. It sucks they got in the end zone and got those 7 points because 59-7 is still a great game. Even against Houston Christian, that's a Division I school, FCS. So I'm with you, Nick. Not with Nebraska, as you can see, as you guys know. I've got on my College Game Day shirt. I love going to the Utah football games. I didn't miss a single home game this year, and every home game except Texas Tech has been a blowout. Just a thrashing. We beat Colorado 55-7. We beat Cincinnati 54-17. So going into our last game, K-State, wasn't thinking much of it. We were favored by 18 points, number 12 team in the nation. 7 minutes to go, we find ourselves down by 12 points. And they have 470 yards of rushing offense. So I'm thinking, oh, this sucks. This is a horrible way to end the year. Horrible way. I'll never see another game as a student. I'm moving away from Utah, so I might, who knows the next time I'll see a game in Rice Eccles Stadium. And then Utah puts on the best comeback I've ever seen in person. Most fun game I've ever seen in person. Greatest. I'm still in shock at what happened. We had a pick 200 yards on a 2-point conversion. Then we got a touchdown with a contested catch in the end zone. Then a 60-yard run with a minute left to set up a touchdown. Then an interception to win it. The whole place was rocking. It registered as an earthquake for the second home game in a row. Unbelievable. It takes my breath away. That was by far my favorite moment. Shout out Devin Dampier. Shout out Bird Flicklin, the freshman. And I just got to say, Nick, if you want to see a team put up 50 points, we've done that 4 weeks in a row. So Tune into some
It
Utah
sounds
games
like
if
it.
you want to see some points. Go Utes, baby.
I'm just curious if Nebraska, great fans, can we produce, get it to queue up on the earthquake radar?
I think you could. You guys, your stadium is like double the size. I think you could. The only thing you need is a better team. So that I'm gonna say it. You're just not good enough yet. Maybe 1 year. I don't know, guys. Were you
Maybe
ranked
1 year.
25th?
We were before.
We were ranked
at some
earlier in the
point.
season.
How many weeks?
1 week.
Maybe next year, guys. No, I don't know. The thing is, I doubt Nebraska has a seismograph, in Lincoln.
Yeah, probably.
Because I've been to that stadium. Obviously, I've seen it. It does get loud. So just have to give you guys some crap. I used to go there, so go Utes, baby. Carly, take us away. Save us from arguing.
All right, well, I've got two, and we have to start with the Huskers. Go Big Red always. I think a big moment we're missing here is the unbelievably dominant performance of our volleyball girls. They have destroyed the season so far. I mean, it's just sweep after sweep. No other team can come close to us.
Hey, Utah won one set.
And they lost the match.
And then we lost the next two.
It has just been really great watching our girls. I mean, Andy Jackson, Bergen Riley, Harper Murray, all of them. They are just fantastic players. And it's going to be sad to see some of them go into the draft, which I believe happened yesterday. They'll go on and have great professional careers. I mean, women's professional volleyball is definitely a developing sport. But I'm excited to see how we perform in the postseason. It's not something that's gone great for the Huskers in the last few years. I mean, a sweep in the championship 2 years ago against Texas was probably the least ideal situation we could have. But with how our season's going so far, I'm looking forward to that. I think
Still
we can take home
best
a
team in
national
the nation.
championship. Yes, I
don't think anyone can
potential
argue.
this year.
You guys have the best team in the nation when it comes to volleyball.
And then in professional sports, I have to throw it to Formula One. So the Drivers' Championship has not been decided yet. We've got 2 more races, and a lot can happen in 2 races. Because 7 races ago, Max Verstappen was out of contention, down by 104 points. And now he's tied for second place with a gap to first at 24 points. It is insane. This is probably the craziest comeback in Formula One history. I mean, if any driver is going to do it, it's going to be Max. But it has been mind-boggling watching him fight his way up to these wins. And he's not even starting all of these races on pole. I mean, in Brazil, I think he started in 19th and got back up to second place. Like, if he can pull out and win this 5th championship in a row, it will probably be his most well-deserved championship.
And he is your favorite driver, is that correct?
He's my favorite driver, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just so the people know that's her guy. Dude.
Max Verstappen
I'm not gonna sing it. There you go. I'm not gonna sing it.
Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled. There's 2 more races left. A lot can happen. So Lando Norris
just
is
won,
the driver in
won
first.
Vegas.
Yes. And then Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen are tied for second. They have the same amount of points in the standings. So
there you go. A lot of good sports. I mean, overall, sports were fantastic this year, and they will continue to be. With the rivalry week is this week for college football. We are all in a huge fantasy football league. We've got the Super Bowl in February. NHL has started back up. Just so good for sports this year. I think that was, if I had to pick a category, that was the best. Music, movies, sports for sure. This year, so good.
100%. And I've got one more good thing for Carly.
Yeah. Let's
the
hear
volleyball Final Four. It's in Kansas City. Not too far.
let's go.
Are you guys
right
going?
now. We're going.
Are you guys going?
We're going.
Okay. Have fun. That's it'd be expensive. It'd be worth it though. So go. But make sure you pick a match that they're gonna win.
The championship match.
Hopefully both. So, kind of gonna be a home game. That's not far.
It'll
from
probably
Lincoln.
be a home game.
It's like that Nebraska
like
Cincy game they played in Arrowhead. Is basically a home game.
It was.
So yeah. All right. So just like we started the show with a new category of the top news from the year, we're going to end it with a new category with the top businesses from this year. And you might be thinking that's kind of hard to rank. It's very subjective. Well, Time Magazine went ahead and set up kind of a test, not really a survey, but set up their own formula for what business did the best and things that they took into account: employee satisfaction, sustainability, revenue, and industry. Okay, they came up with a score to 100. Nick, give us the top 5 according to Time Magazine, and what was their score?
Yep. Top five. Number one being NVIDIA Corporation, a score of 97.62. Very high on that scale. So I'm curious to see what all that looks like. How are they with their, employees, and what their culture is. That's would be very interesting to see. Number two, right behind them, close second, Microsoft, another huge tech company, 95.9. Number three, JP Morgan Chase, 95 with a score of 95. Alphabet with a score of 94, and Amazon with a score of 94. So all, statistically speaking, seems like very great companies in all of those factors that they took into account that Jack mentioned, to be an employee at and to work for.
Yeah, so all major companies. For those that don't recognize Alphabet, I also didn't at first. You do know Alphabet. It is Google's parent company. They, I think, are a parent company for other things. This is how it is described. I've got the official definition here. Alphabet Inc. is an American multinational technology conglomerate and holding company for Google. It was formed in 2015. So it's what Google pushes all of their things through. Okay. So think of Alphabet as Google is the best way I can describe it. So scored really well. Fun fact for you, Nick, you were wondering NVIDIA, they scored 53rd overall in employee satisfaction.
Wow. Okay.
Microsoft was number 1. Alphabet was number 2. Amazon was number 3 when it comes to employee satisfaction. I don't know. Amazon? I mean, I can prefer some stuff. So that's interesting, but it takes into account everybody. So Jeff Bezos was probably very happy this year. So his score bumps him up. But for our favorites, we're going to give you kind of our favorite products from the year and the company that went along with it. I'll start it off. Mine is going to Google, Alphabet, whatever you want to say. And that is for Google Gemini. I can't remember life without Google Gemini. It's bad. I use AI for everything every day, whether it's, making a shopping list and planning out meals, or helping with research or writing or editing, anything. If you have any questions literally about anything, don't go to Google, go to AI, go to Gemini, go to GPT, go to something. AI is the best tool. I've used it every single day. And that for me is my favorite company and product of the year. Nick, what is yours?
Very close second for me would be exactly what Jack said. I have started utilizing AI in all the ways that Jack mentioned, because, most times you just ask it a normal question, nothing too, thought out or anything like that. But it's like Jack said, you can have it make up a business plan for you in a matter of a minute or less. I'm just excited to see what happens next for AI. But my company was the new Meta Ray-Bans. And with the AI features that they can put into that. Now, I haven't got my hands on them yet. I would love to. And I know Jack's used them. He said a lot of good things about them. But that would be my standout for this year.
Yeah, I've used them at like Best Buy and stuff. They're like Tony Stark glasses. It's like, hey Meta, or hey Google. I can't remember the name. It's like an Alexa, right? In your glass. Yeah. It's got the camera, got the speakers, and you're like, hey Google, show me the walking path to the Empire State Building, and it'll show you where to walk, or play your music, or take your calls, whatever.
Or translations,
really cool. Yeah, translations. They look sick. I would love to really, really get to play around with them. You can only do so much in the store. Super cool, super cool. So, Carly, end us off here. 2025 is wrapping up. You got the final word when it comes to your favorite stuff. What is it?
I've got the final word. Well, I have to say, Gemini's been a great product. I just last week went into Best Buy, put on the Meta glasses, had a lot of fun, like taking some pictures around the little area in the store you could take them. But my top product is another generative AI software, and it's Claude by Anthropic. Claude has been in my daily use, both work and school and personal life. I am constantly prompting Claude. I think one of my favorite features that really differentiates it from other systems out there is its ability to create projects. So you can segment the work that you're doing and upload videos, transcripts, PDFs, and give it like a base of knowledge. It has a lot of storage. Now, this is the paid version. I originally learned about it back in the spring. I was in a class in my College of Journalism at UNL called AI and the CoJMC, where the professor and maybe 10 of us, it was a very small class, we really got to play around and learn about a lot of the different AI agents and options out on the market. And Claude was just by far my favorite. They've even introduced certain coding capabilities recently. I love seeing the way that it's advancing. I just feel like it has a lot to offer in terms of teaching you skills that may have previously felt unattainable.
Yeah, fantastic. AI. I mean, it's been a topic of our 12 shows this year. We've talked about it probably 10 or 11 times. You know, maybe March Madness we didn't talk about it, but AI huge in 2025. My guess will be even bigger in 2026.
It's finding its way into everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, use it. I'm serious. Like, if you guys aren't using AI, it's not just like, oh, fill out this expense report or tell me the definition of this. It's use it in everyday life. Even if you know the answer, just make it a habit of using it, because it is unbelievable. You can do anything with it, and invest in a paid version. Carly's got the paid Claude. I have the paid Gemini. It's worth the money. Now, I get it for free for a year with students, actually thanks to Carly. Shouted that out to me. But after this year, I will continue to pay for it. It is unreal. So we're going to take a quick break, come back with one more quote of the show, the last one of the year, our last minute of 2025. So we'll be right back.
Alrighty, guys, we are back with the quote of the show. Like Jack said, the last one of 2025. All that means is 2026 is right around the corner, so more to come. So that's exciting. But for today's quote, we talked about 2025, and we have a new year to come. It's right around the corner. So this quote was by an author named Melody Beattie, and she said, "The new year stands before us, like a chapter in a book, waiting to be written." Very simple, very straight to the point, but I wanted to end it off with a quote like that. 2026 is right around the corner. It's a whole new book with blank pages to be written on.
Yeah, and a lot to come next year. A lot of exciting stuff. Graduation for all three of us. Real world for all three of us. I'll be getting married. We'll all be moving. I mean, just an unbelievable amount of stuff to come. The podcast is going to be back next year and better than ever. Better than ever. Okay? It's the best. It's the best. It's my Trump impression. We're the best. We'll be on the podcast list next year. We're going to pull up the most played podcast. You're going to see us right here. We're coming for it next year. So I think that's going to be my final word of the year. I mean, what do you guys have to say to the people?
I mean, this has been a fantastic year. I took over as producer for the show, and it's been a whole lot of fun watching you guys create this content. It's really informative and it's really entertaining, so I appreciate getting to be a part of it. So thank you to both Jack and Nick for hosting a great show. Thank you to everybody who's listening, and thank you to H3HR for giving me the opportunity to work on a project like this.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jack are beyond excited to have Carly helping us produce these shows. And, 2025 for me has been a year of learning more about this show, what we can do with it, new ways to make it better and more creative. I'm excited for 2026. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in for this whole year. Can't wait to see what the future holds for the Play-by-Play podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nick said, I just wanted to say I noticed I didn't actually thank the listeners, you guys. I need to say thank you. I mean, you mean the world to us, whether you've listened to 5 minutes or you've listened to every single episode. I mean, you're the reason we do it. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Can't wait till next year.
Thank you, everybody, and bye for now.